Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the show for leaders who want real results, not more noise. Join Emanuel Rose as he helps business builders turn AI from a confusing add-on into a practical advantage with clearer messaging, stronger trust, and smarter systems. If you felt a shift happening in real time, you're not imagining it. In the agentic pivot, Emanuel calls it the move from experimenting with AI to building with it, so it supports your team, your brand, and your growth. Let's get into it.
This week, one of the biggest data companies on earth decided it wants to run your marketing for you. Not store your data, but run the campaigns. Databricks launched a system that fires off what it calls infinity campaigns, agents reacting to your customers a billion times a day. And here's the part nobody said out loud this morning. An agent pointed at a broken process does not fix the process, it just breaks things faster. That one idea runs through everything I've got for you today. Well, as I've been working with building agents and having agents take care activities, a lot of it around cold outreach and inviting guests onto the podcast. Found lots of places where they wander around not knowing where to put data, even though it's in the charter, or not knowing where to access data, even though it's in the charter. So you got to manage and monitor agents, but ultimately it does save a lot of time to get some agentification into processes. All right. Well, welcome back to Marketing in the Age of AI. I'm Emanuel Rose, and this is your Monday look at the week in AI, built for one person, for you. And here's what I've got today: the agent that wants your campaigns, and the room where the rules just got written, where the smart money went this week, and why none of it landed on your desk, and two companies you've never heard of that tell you where all of this is headed, and one tool you can open and test before lunch. So let's get into it. Let's start with the big one. On June 16th, at its Data and AI Summit, Databricks launched Customer Lake. It's an agentic customer data platform. In plain English, it takes all your customer data, builds profiles, builds audiences, picks the next best action, and then activates it across your channels on its own. They call the old way one-off campaigns. They call the new way infinity campaigns. Continuous loops of agents reacting the moment a customer moves. It's in private preview with names like HP, Circle K, and AB InBev. But here's your angle. For 10 years, the question was, what does my customer data platform store? Now the question is, what does my data platform do? That's a different question, and you should be the one answering it, not a vendor. And notice who's already on that list: massive companies like HP, Circle K, AB InBev. Big logos, big data teams. If you run a lean shop, you won't touch this in private preview, but you will feel it because every customer data platform you can actually afford is about to race to bolt agents on next. Story two: the people who build these models sat down with world leaders. On June 17 at the G7 summit in Avion, France, Sam Altman of OpenAI, Dario Amodi of Anthropic, and Demi Hassabis of Google had lunch with the heads of state. Even President Trump was in the room. So there were Mistral, Cohere, Salesforce, and Meta. Amodi and Hassabis used the moment to call for a United States-led coalition to set the rules for AI. So let's think about that for a minute. The rules that will decide what your AI tools can legally do are being drafted right now by the same people who sell you those tools. And think about what a coalition actually decides, what data a model is allowed to train on, what it has to disclose, what you can automate with without a human signing off. It's not abstract policy. That's your content calendar and your compliance review. A year or two from now, keep your eyes open and see how it develops. Story 3, the frontier is moving past text. A company called Odyssey raised 310 million on June 17 to build what they call world models, not chatbots, but systems that learn to predict and interact with the physical world. It's run by two self-driving car pioneers, and Amazon put some money in. Why you care? Well, text was the warm-up. The next wave is AI that models physical space. That's product marketing, that's retail, that's event marketing, that's the showroom and the shelf. You don't need to act on it this morning. You just need to stop thinking of AI as a writing tool. It's becoming a tool that understands space, motion, and physical things. The brands that win in the next decade will be the ones who saw that turn coming. And quickly, Anthropic opened an office in Seoul on June 17 and signed a new Korean partnership. The labs are racing for global enterprise ground, which means more regional support and more pricing options for teams outside the US. Hot take of the week. Here's my hot take, and you're not going to love all of it. Everything launched this week got the same word stamped on it: agentic, autonomous, the agentic CDP, the autonomous AI workforce. I've watched marketing chase a magic word before, and the pattern always rhymes. The label runs out ahead of the results. Look at AI sales development reps, a whole category built on volume, math, and productivity hype, while the ways that actually fail gets quietly left off the sales deck. Smart people are starting to say it out loud. They don't work the way they're sold. So here's the line I want you to keep. An agent pointed at a broken process just breaks things faster. Autonomy is not what you need. Most of you don't have an autonomy problem. You have a clean data problem and a clear process problem. Fix those first, and then an agent is rocket fuel. Skip them, you've just bought a very fast way to make the same mistake a billion times a day. And let me be clear, I'm not anti-agent. I build with these tools every single week. I'm anti-pretending. The vendors win when you believe the software replaces the thinking. It doesn't. It replaces the typing and the clicking and the dragging. The thinking is still your job. And that's good news because that's the part nobody can take from you. By the result, not the adjective. New companies in AI. Two companies came out of hiding this week and both tell you something. First, Magnitude. It launched out of stealth on June 16th with 10 million in seed money led by Ballistic Ventures. The founders came out of Amazon, Abnormal, and Proofpoint. Their pitch is an autonomous AI workforce for third-party risk teams. Notice that phrase again: autonomous workforce. That framing is jumping category to category, and it's going to land again in Martech soon. When it does, you'll recognize it for what it is. Second, and I like this one more, is a company called Probably. It raised 9 million from Andreessen on June 16. Their whole job is to stop AI from being wrong. They want to catch hallucinations and dump factual errors before they ever reach a person. They're chasing the kind of 99.99% accuracy that we all expect from a calculator. But think about what that means for you. Right now, when the AI invents a stat or a fake quote, that's your problem. It goes out under your brand, your name, your client's logo. If accuracy becomes something you can actually buy, then the words "it was just a draft" and the AI got it wrong stop being an acceptable excuse. The standard goes up. Get ahead of that now. Put a human review step on anything that carries your name. And here's the deeper point. Two of the most interesting bets this week were not about doing more, they were about being right. Speed got cheap, trust got expensive, that tells you exactly where the value is moving. So we follow the money. Let's follow the money because the money tells the truth. Round one, Odyssey, $310 million Series B, led by Natural Capital, at least a 1.45 B valuation. World models, the physical world. Round two, Hydra Host, $100 million Series A, led by Kindred Ventures, backed up by NVIDIA, ARC, Comcast. What do? They rent out GPU computing power. They call it a AI factory capacity. These are the picks and shovels. Round three, Sequence, $20 million Series A, led by 645 Ventures, which takes them to 38 million raised. They automate billing, quoting, and AR for finance teams. This looks like the plumbing. Two smaller seed rounds worth a nod. Magnitude took 10 million, probably took 9 million. Now let's step back and look at the whole board. The big checks this week went to compute, to world models, and to billing automation. Not $1 of that Series A. Not $1 of that Series A went up money to make marketing easier as a startup. Read that the way I do. The AI boom is being built for the people selling the shovels, not for the marketers in the trenches. So stop waiting for someone to fund your rescue. The edge this year is not a tool you buy, it's the process you build around the tools that already exist. And there's a quieter signal in here. Sequence raised $20 million to automate billing and collections. Boring work, back office work. But that's exactly where AI is quietly paying for itself right now, in the unglamorous tasks that nobody brags about on a conference stage. So follow that lead. Your fastest wins are hiding in your most boring workflows. New AI tools worth knowing. 3 quick hits, tools to know about fast. 1, Databricks Customer Lake, the agentic CDP I opened with. Enterprise grade, private preview, not self-serve yet. You probably can't touch it this week, but it sets the template every other CDP vendor is about to copy. So know the name and understand the product. 2, probably, the accuracy layer from the funding segment. Too early to use, but it's the first clear signal that checked for accuracy is going to become a feature you can demand from any tool that writes your copy. 3, and this is the one you can actually use today. It's in the Meta AI Business Suite, and it's the Business Assistant. Meta keeps widening access to its global markets, and it lives right inside Ads Manager and Business Suite. It reads your account data, recommends campaign changes, answers your question in plain language, and helps you clear account problems like spend limits and disabled accounts. Well, hopefully it'll work for more than just 1 or 2 people. Meta says businesses resolve common account issues at a 20% higher rate, and small advertisers saw a 12% cost per result after using the recommendations. Real numbers on a tool you already have access to. If you're spending money on Meta, there's no reason not to try it this week, which brings me to this week's test. The Save Time Playbook. Before you go, here's something you can put to work this week: client reporting and proposals. This is the rote, mundane work that eats your team alive, and it's the easiest place to get hours back. Agencies running this as a structured workflow report saving 10 to 15 hours a week. One team cut proposal turnaround from 8.5 hours to 2.8 hours. That's a 67% drop. Here's the simple version. Step 1, pull your raw numbers and notes into one document. Don't clean them up, just dump them. Step 2, feed that to your AI with a fixed prompt and a fixed template so every report comes out in the same shape. Step 3, and this is the step that matters: a human reads it, fixes it, signs it before it's shipped, and then you put that back into your custom GPT or your Claude project after it ships so that it knows what you do to it after it delivers. The machine drafts, the human decides, and that's the whole game. Do that and a full day task becomes a 90-minute task. And here's the part that matters the most. The hours you save are not the prize. What you do with them is the prize. Use them to think, to talk to a customer, to build the strategy a machine can't. That's the whole point of this. That's the week. Here's what I want you to carry out the door. An agent pointed at a broken process just breaks things faster. So fix the process first and then add the agent. I hope you found some value today. If you did, please refer a friend or a colleague who's trying to make sense of AI. And one quick thing, I wrote the book called The Agentic Pivot. It's about putting AI agents to work in your business without handing the keys to a process that isn't ready for them. If you're an owner or an operator trying to figure out where an agent helps and where it hurts, that book is for you. And you can find it at the AIAgenticPivot.com or on Amazon or on EmanuelRose.com. And I want to hear from you. Drop in your questions in the comments on LinkedIn this week, and I will answer them next Monday. Go do something with AI today.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.